Welcome to F1600 in Focus, brought to you by Honda Performance Development. In today's episode, we will give you the SCCA Majors from Mid-Ohio and the 45th Anniversary Formula F Anniversary from Barber Motorsports Park.
And Jason, right away, we are on board with Jeremy Grenier at Mid-Ohio. This was the SCCA Majors race a little earlier this year. And he is right on the gearbox of reigning SCCA Formula F National Champion, three-time National Champion Tim Couts, who we profiled extensively in F1600 in Focus. And while this is not the Pro Series, it's SCCA Majors. You're running towards a runoffs invitation, and the racing here basically just as close as either of the Pro Series.
So tell us a little bit about the structure of the SCCA Majors.
Well, Jason, this is the past what they would call SCCA Nationals. So it's for sort of the elite amateur racers of the country. You get a lot of track time and you accumulate points. And those points are towards two things. One, they're towards a national championship, which Tim Couts, as you see him ahead negotiating some traffic in his silver and red Piper Honda. You accumulate points towards a national championship and you accumulate points towards the runoffs invitation. This year the runoffs of course took place at Laguna Seca in October, and that is essentially the all-in race in the SCCA world. That is the one to win, to have bragging rights. That is the national championship.
Gotcha. And we have Tim Couts, the reigning SCCA champion.
Yeah, he won at Road America last year. Remember that uphill run to the checkered flag where he beat, I believe, was Reed Hazelton, which we had coverage of that. That was a dynamic race. And another one unfolding in Mid-Ohio as we switched to later in the race. Jeremy Grenier running all over the racetrack here in his citation, looking for a way past Couts, but cars are very evenly matched. The Piper versus the citation, both at the Honda power plant, looked like they had about the same amount of power down that straightaway. And Couts, you know, he fended off Grenier, taking the victory here at Mid-Ohio quite almost, not easily, but pretty easy for Couts, and Grenier having a good time too. He gives a thumbs up there.
Yeah, what sportsmanship shown by both drivers. And now we move on to the second race here in Focus, the 45th Anniversary of Formula F from Barber Motorsports Park, and we go on board with 16-year-old Max Melanin.
Yeah, taking place in Birmingham, Alabama. This was part of an SCCA weekend, and it was a big deal, the 45th anniversary of Formula Ford, now known as Formula F in North America. And Max Melanin, right off the start, into the lead. He's an up-and-coming, aspiring driver. He ran some Pro Series events. He's been winning SCCA Majors all year. He was at Barber, he was fast, and now as we flip towards the middle of the race, you see him in third. And up ahead, that's Tim Couts, who we just watched win at Road America, Mid-Ohio in the lead. And second place, that's Joseph Newgarden.
Joseph Newgarden?
That's an IndyCar driver who Honda put in their Piper, and he's here flying the flag. He has Formula F experience running in England as part of the Team USA scholarship, so great to have him in the field.
So 16-year-old Max Melanin gets to run wheel-to-wheel with Joseph Newgarden.
Gets to run wheel-to-wheel with an active IndyCar driver. How cool is that? And you can see here, this race just as competitive as the last one and anything else we've aired on In Focus. And Newgarden showing his skills here. He can put that car anywhere.
So you have great cars on great tracks with great competition.
And this trio of drivers is very interesting. You have Joseph Newgarden, professional paid IndyCar driver. Tim Couts, he's an amateur, but he's a three-time SCCA national champion and probably one of the best Formula F drivers in the country. And then you have Max Melanin, an up-and-coming driver. So you almost have all three disciplines here running wheel-to-wheel for the win.
On a track like Barber Motorsports Park.
Yeah, one of the most picturesque racetracks in North America, the flowing hills. Of course, Newgarden has a lot of laps here in an IndyCar, and he's showing off here with this Piper. He's all over the place, using all the road in these corners. And Couts, too, not giving an inch.
And in Formula F, it's more about car control because, as you can see, no wings.
It's all about car control, no wings, big on the draft factor. You have Couts in his Piper, Newgarden in a Piper, Melanin in a Swan Motorsports Spectrum Honda, and of course his father is a national champion in Atlantic competition. So Melanin kind of flying the family flag this weekend as they go 3 wide now.
Wow, 3 wide on a track like Barber Motorsports Park.
And Couts takes the lead. Newgarden, I think, was thinking a little defensively there. Now later in the race, Couts still with the lead. This is big bragging rights. Wow, totally sideways in that corner. Big bragging rights beat an IndyCar driver at an IndyCar track.
And tell us a little bit about managing tires in a race like this.
Well, the majors races are a little bit longer. Remember, in the Pro Series, the races, they run to that 30-minute time window, and generally a couple minutes less, but the majors races are a little bit longer. You can see here, there's not a lot of traffic. There are no yellow flags, or none we've seen yet. And this race is running long and quick, so you got to start thinking about tires. And as we saw Couch going sideways through a corner, you know, you got to be thinking about tire management and saving a little bit for the end.
And for the leaders, what about traffic?
Traffic will play a role. Remember, this is SCCA, so despite them being a majors event, there is a little bit of traffic with the slower Formula F cars. Sometimes you may get a couple other classes, but people are really heads up about it, and they know if they're a slower car, they just they need to maintain their line, and the leaders, it's their problem to get around them.
Yeah, but what great wheel-to-wheel action.
This is a terrific race unfolding at Barber, and you know, Kautz, Newgarden, Malinin, three good talents here, and they're going for it. And this is the moment here. We talked about traffic. Newgarden back in the lead, approaching a lap car, and he's showing off those IndyCar skills, uses it as a pick, and separates himself. And key to Formula F racing, break the draft and then you pull away.
Yeah, like you said, once you get a little bit of separation, that you're pretty much all about car control, you can get away.
You can get away, and that's what Newgarden did. Obviously, he would take the win, showing up with the IndyCar helmet into the Honda Piper, winning a Formula F race, and then we'll be back in an IndyCar in Milwaukee right after this. This race, Kautz would finish second and Malinin would take third.
Well, there you have it, another episode of F1600 in Focus. Special thanks to Honda Performance Development. For Monty Matheson, I am Jason Duke.